Welcome, everyone. It's the Mike Tech Show, show number 965. Tonight, going to talk about some Patch Tuesday problems, then another Windows 11 update trick, but you can do in place. You don't have to boot from a USB. You're going to love it. It's very simple. And then business cloud file sharing. This has come up with a couple clients, and I want to talk about some of the options that we're discussing and looking at. So before we get started, I want to thank Instant House Call for being a sponsor of this podcast. And of course, if you are an IT professional, Instant House Call is what you need for full remote control. You have unlimited, unattended endpoints, 10 concurrent sessions, session analytics. Customers can start sessions without calling you first. This is everything you need. And how about for your first year, only $47? This is a steal. You have to try it if you haven't already. And take a look at this. Go to my website, MikeNation.net, and then you'll see the orange icon. To just click on that orange icon, it'll give you all the details, or you could just click on the ad on the left-hand side to remotely support your clients with the best-in-class remote access. So, want to talk about two Windows 11 updates. I think one of them it might not even be 11. I didn't get the one ending in 65789, but we got the KB 5066835. This caused me a blue screen. Now, here's what happened once I did this, and it was a couple hours later, and my system never blue screens down here in Florida. One of my main systems here, and all of a sudden, I come into my office, and it's at the BIOS screen. I mean, it didn't even just reboot. It actually launched the BIOS setup. And I was, wow. So it almost treated it like a power outage, but a power outage would have at least sent it back into Windows. This was very strange. And so when I started reading about these problems, and it's really, if you have IIS running on a system, and that's what this first link for tonight is, just the AI overview in Google talking about application crashes and freezes. You want to be careful. I uninstalled it, but then stupid, I didn't pause updates. And this morning I woke up and it was a clean reboot. It did a reinstall. So I'm letting it sit there. I'm keeping with it, and let's see what happens, because I really don't fall into the categories of, protected content playback issues. Microsoft has acknowledged that some apps using enhanced video renderer with HDCP or digital rights management might have problems playing protected content after installing the 65789. Just beware. Take a look at this. With the link I have, you can also do the command line uninstall, or you can go right into your Windows updates and then navigate to the history and go scroll all the way down, and you can uninstall the update. So there's a temporary fix within IIS Manager. So if you have any clients and they're working with IIS and I think Autodesk, so AutoCAD, there's also an issue with this update. So Autodesk Vault, and TaxSlayer Pro are also affected by the broken it's the broken IIS functionality. And then once you uninstall it, everything will work. So when in doubt, uninstall it just in case. I wanted to give everybody a heads up on that. Now, the Windows tip. If you have a system and you want to bypass the checks, and it's Windows 10, and you want to update, what you do is go to the Windows, download the and you know what? I'll do it here, but real quick. Let me get to that. Just Google Windows update and install Windows updates. And let me go back to the screen here. And what you want to do is go to Windows 11 and then go to check for the Windows updates. And let's see. Open settings. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. No, stop. Pause updates. I don't want to do updates. I didn't mean to do that. So let's go Windows 11 and I don't want to go to settings. Where is the media update for Windows 10? I always have that there. Anyway, you got to download the ISO. And once you download the ISO, you mount it. Now the ISO, you can double click it in Windows 10, and what will happen is you will be prompted to mount it. So it's going to mount it like it's a CD. And once you mount it, it's going to have a drive letter. Once you know the drive letter, then open up Command Prompt as an administrator. So I'm going to open up Command Prompt as an administrator. And once you do that, go to the drive letter, whatever drive letter it is. Is it D? Is it E? And then what you're going to do is once you get to that where you mounted the image, you're just going to go setup.exe/product and yes, type the word server. It's going to look like it's installing Windows Server. It is not. It's going to bypass the checks, and it's going to do a really nice in-place upgrade where all you do is, the default is to keep all files and apps. Just do it. And you will then be able to run it. So you download the ISO. There it is from the Microsoft website. Mount it, and then you can type product space server. And here it has setup.prep.exe. I just run setup.exe. And that's it. Just an hour later, you're going to have Windows 11 completely installed, and you've bypassed the check. So again, I don't recommend it for businesses based on all my previous arguments, but take a look and give it a try if you're into this, because Tuesday the update stopped unless you signed up for the extended security updates. And that's the ESU you hear everyone talk about, and you hear me talk about it with some of the emails that I've received. So if you don't do that and you want to go right to Windows 11, and by the way, it went right to Windows 11 25H2, which was perfect. All right. So I have a client that currently uses Dropbox, and they're looking to replace Dropbox with a more robust control over the users, over the different permissions, and they want a way to easily, securely transfer files back and forth from a client. Now, they have SharePoint, but they don't like the alerts from SharePoint. I remember talking about that a while ago, where it didn't meet their criteria for sharing files, yet they live in SharePoint for all of their work, but their day-to-day work. But with sharing with clients, they still use Dropbox. Well, they asked me, what are some of the other possibilities? And I am now going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to go into crazy detail, but I have 6 recommendations that I'm going to make and to take a look at. And I really want to hear back. What do you think? What have you selected based on going through all your client needs for file sharing, for security, price, everything? And what do you recommend that I take a look at that's not listed here? And I will share it. So the first link, well, I wouldn't say the first link, but let's say no thanks here. SharePoint, which I talked about. And SharePoint is included with any of your Microsoft 365 licenses, and especially the business license. And this is the go-to file storage that I'm using to when I replace a server. And I replace the file sharing on a server. I move them if they all got Microsoft 365. This is the perfect solution. I have a lot of attorneys using this. This is becoming the sort of the go-to collaboration and file sharing. Now, if it's personal that you're looking at, that's OneDrive. And again, OneDrive, it's Microsoft, and you can still share and you can control. But if you, yes, it's business and something you can do with SharePoint, and I've done this for a couple clients where you can sync to their OneDrive. So this way, OneDrive for the SharePoint folder that you want to sync will show up in File Explorer. So OneDrive has its advantages, and you definitely might want to take a look at OneDrive. Here is one that is eShare. I am not familiar with this, but my client is booking a demo, which is right on the front page here, and I really have to do that to take a look at eShare. This I've been seeing recommended and on lists for, top file sharing. So take a look at that. You have eShare. Now, Share File. This is what I have. It's by Citrix. This is what I have 3 clients, and they're all CPA firms. One of them is a CPA and a law firm, and they use Share File. It is, at least I'm familiar with the administration of it, where they have multiple users. You can create the groups, the permissions. How do you want to be alerted? It comes with a utility that when you run it, you literally it will map the Z drive automatically to the file share that user has permissions to. So when a client will drop a file in there, and maybe they weren't, requesting it, or, they finally got to sending their doing their tax forms. Once a file's dropped in, you will get alerted via an email. You could control how you're going to get the alerts. So it is very secure sharing, collaboration. It is easy to get set up and get working. Now, it's interesting for the pricing. I'm not sure what this costs because I haven't really looked at the invoices for my client. So I administrate it, but I haven't been, involved in the billing for this. They swear by it. I have, like I said, 3 clients. It's just, they love it, love the way it works. And I would take a strong look at Share File. Now, this is a popular one. Box. Now, interesting with Box, I have a client that they all use Box, and they just got notified that you have to do an update within Chrome or with Edge for permissions before the Chromium Update 42. And right now it's at 41. So October 22nd, there's going to be a Chrome update. And before this update, you have to set the file locations. It's very complicated on how to get this to go. I'm going through all the instructions. I actually tomorrow am going to reach out to Box Tech Support, and it's something that I'll probably cover more in detail next week after I go through this. But is anyone else dealing with this with Box for your clients, where you got to download the Chromium Enterprise template and then go into group policy and then add a bunch of Box sites for allowing access? I am not sure if I have to do this. Does every Box client have to do this? I don't understand 100% of this yet, and that's why I need to talk. I have some questions for tech support, but I just wanted to mention that since I'm talking about Box here. So just something to be aware of. All right, I have seen this on some lists, and Tracerit, Tresorit, I have not used this at all. And since it's coming up on lists, I figured, you know what? Let me put this out there. Securely store, share, scan, and sign sensitive files in one place. Manage projects with clients and partners in secure data rooms. And then stay productive using our integrations to Google, Outlook, and more. Oh, something else. Going back to secure sharing, they have a great Outlook add-in that my clients use where if they want to share a file, they just click on that icon and they can then add the file to the email very quickly. So it's just, the link, it'll send that secure link where they have to sign in and then get access. So take a look at what all the features are for everything that you're considering. Also take a look at, what are the reviews? Google reviews, or use an AI to check out some of the reviews and make sure that it meets your client needs. What do they have for storage? What are they looking at keeping for how big, and how much money is that? If you get into over a terabyte, what happens? What happens to the price? How do they back up the files? What kind of guarantees or SLAs do they have for file recovery if something goes wrong? Do they have redundant data centers? I don't know how far you want to go, but make a list of everything. So when you're doing your due diligence, you'll be able to talk with your client and go over, or at least what you should be looking for features for that online file sharing and storage. What are your clients currently using that they're happy? Let me know. MikeTechShow@gmail.com. Send me the link. Send me some info, maybe a quick review. Something I don't get, record it. If you have a review on something, hey, record an MP3 and send it to me, and I'll play it. Keep it short, to the point, keep it clean, and I'll play it. I haven't played a voicemail forever. I mean, it has been a long, long time. So I encourage you to please, it's great to hear a voice, and put a voice to the name, So just another idea. I have a couple emails, and let's get to those emails right now. This is from Bob, and it was a follow-up to my listener Karen, her email about having trouble getting the latest Windows 10 update because she wanted to get to the ESU for one of her systems. And Bob had an idea, because remember I went on a couple things last week to talk about, to try. And he said, I listen, and the reason why I want to read this is because he touched on something that I remember covering a while ago for this stopping updates. And it was very, very interesting. Hi, Mike. I just listened to your latest podcast where your listener was having problems upgrading Windows. Another solution that I have run into several times in the past when the computer would not upgrade if there were unknown accounts. But the problem is you can't just see these in the regular user area. You have to run the System Properties Advanced command that gives you the advanced area, and then you can see them. Then you have to delete all of the unknown accounts and then try again. I've had this happen on several systems, and once I get the accounts deleted, Windows upgrade it right away. Just another thought. And the way to do it is hit the Windows R key, type System Properties Advanced, all uppercase, one word. And now you're going to get a list of all of the users. You go, if you see anything that says unknown, just delete it. And I can give you a screenshot here a little bit that he sent. And I want to protect his email. So let's give a look. So you see where it has account unknown. So you just highlight each one and then click delete. So very cool, Bob. Thank you. I did share that with Karen. She got back to me. She was able to run, believe it or not, the Windows Update troubleshooter actually fixed the issue. So, but this is really, really good tip, and I wanted to cover that for wrapping up tonight as I wrap up the show. Shorter show because I didn't want to. I didn't want to dive into each of those because I don't really know all of the file sharing. So I just wanted to give a nice kind of, listing of all the different options. And then if I'm missing some, and I know I am, because I've seen some pretty big lists where I kind of cherry picked what I knew, what I heard of, what I've seen reviews of that were more positive. So the low-hanging fruit ones, the easy ones, SharePoint and OneDrive. More advanced, going to be costly. That's your share file, your e-share, and some of the other options. So let me know what you're recommending. What are your clients using? And I would really appreciate that. Remember the tip, after you download and mount that ISO, and you go to it in the command administrator prompt, and I leave you with this is your homework. If you got a system that you want to update, and then you just run the setup.exe /product server. Ignore all the server messages. Let it keep all file and apps. And after the reboot, after it installs, now you can go back and delete your downloads, because remember, after you mount it and after the download, you're going to have, it's going to be a, what do you call it? Taking up a lot of space. So you might not have all the space. So you can, once it's installed and you're done, just go back and delete the files. That is it for tonight's show. Remember, please go to youtube.com/Michael Smith MTS so you can get the videos. I post up the videos the minute I'm done recording. I'll start uploading this the minute this show is done. I'll save the audio file and then I start uploading. Anybody that's in the chat, they see, I'll play music in the post show while I'm doing this, and then I do a quick edit of the audio. Remember to please send me emails, MikeTechShow@gmail.com. Don't forget the main website, MikeTechShow.com. it'll flip you to MikeNation.net, and there you got all the show notes. You're going to see the link for Instant House Call to check it out. And then, of course, the donate button. If you can use PayPal, make a donation to help support the show. I so appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, from the bottom of my heart. Hopefully back on a regular schedule now, since my Phillies have been eliminated from the playoffs. And I will see you back here next Thursday, same time, same channel. Bye-bye, everybody.